Empulsiv.
Und wieder habe ich ein paar Gäste hier auf dem Electronic Circus neben mir. Und zwar die Gäste aus Irland, so wie ich das richtig verstanden habe. Und zwar die Gruppe Tiny Magnetic Pets. So, hello to you. How you doing?
Fine.
Fine, okay. You're looking very satisfied. Is it possible that you have a great gig today?
We sure did.
Yeah, and we got an encore. That was
Which is good.
that was good. Yeah, that was.
So, May, is it possible that you introduce a little bit about you, about the visitors who didn't know about you and your band? May, like you?
Well, it's Sean, Paula, Eugene. We're from Dublin, from Ireland, and we are probably a rarity in Ireland being an electronic band because obviously the scene in Ireland is more guitar, singer-songwriter, rock band based.
Not rock band.
Not rock, okay.
Pop bands with
Pop
guitars.
bands, watch it. So, yes, we've been playing a lot of gigs in the UK and Germany, and feel very welcome here, and it's great to be playing over here. And we just finished a big tour with Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark. So we did 20 dates with them, and their fans, and the reaction was fantastic. It was quite an experience.
Yeah. So what's the main difference between? I know if you go on different stages, this is a smaller stage maybe to the others. What's different? Is it more intimate for you? Is it more fun to play on bigger or on smaller gigs? What's the difference for you?
That's a difficult question. They both are equally as good. It depends on the crowd reaction, I suppose. You know, we never would have imagined the amount of people that would have came in to see a support band on the OMD tour. Yeah. So we were blown away by that, first and foremost. We've been to Germany before, to Electricity in 2015, and that's where we met Hans and Frank. And they invited us here for this weekend. We were over the moon. We had to say yes. So so it's been fun. More intimate, but very more like I suppose where the difference is, we have vocals. Yeah. Everybody else is instrumental. So we had to overcome that ourselves. Yeah. But we had fun.
Yeah.
But I found out, you told me for several hours ago, you told me that your music is quite different. You have also a little of this traditional touch we liked here in Germany. Is it right?
Oh, the instrumental stuff? Yeah, we do have. Yeah, we always have instrumentals as well, but it's just. Paula doesn't like to play synthesizer live. She likes to sing and concentrate on that. So it's her fault. we don't do the instrumentals. No, we just we like to perform we like to perform the songs live because it's kind of it's kind of fun to do kind of live, and the fact that we're kind of people are starting to kind of become aware of us now as well. So hopefully down the line we'll be able to introduce some of the instrumental stuff.
That we feel, I can speak for the band, that we feel like Germany is our spiritual kind of home, so to speak. Yeah. So, you know, we've been in love with the likes of Kraftwerk and Tangerine Dream and so on. So for many, many years, we were honoured to support Michael Rudder in 2015, which was fantastic.
Would you say that is all main influence in your composition? Then can you say that?
Purposely set out to sound like anybody.
No.
Influences obviously happen, but we write as Tiny Magnetic Pets. We don't overthink it. We definitely don't ever plan to sound like a specific person. It always ends up Tiny Magnetic Pet sound, but for sure we are influenced by some of the greats.
The influences seep through, which and we're kind of happy to let that happen. Whereas I think early on, when the influences started showing, we probably would have changed it to kind of disguise the influences. But yeah, your influences are your influences. They're, as Andy McCluskey says, they're part of your DNA. So you might as well let it happen, and that's what we've been doing. That, and we're happier for it. We're much happier people now that we're letting our influences come through. Okay, and it takes you elsewhere as well. Obviously, we're not going to sound like, if we're doing something and it's influenced by Kraftwerk, it's not really going to sound like Kraftwerk at all. But the only times we have had Kraftwerk comparisons, it's usually the kind of earlier Kraftwerk stuff. Things like Ralph and Florian and Autobahn and Radioactivity. So it's that kind of.
And we were fortunate enough to do 2 collaborations with Wolfgang Flür, so that was an honour and a gentleman and a lovely person.
Amazing. What a dream. Like, as a kid growing up, listening to Kraftwerk, I would have never imagined Wolfgang in doing what he does with us.
He's a good friend.
Amazing.
So, but let us talk a little bit more about the music, and but especially his baby. You say like what I want to say. He holds it very, very, very carefully, and So something about the merch part now. Now, this is your last production, and is this the main part of the concert today, or was it the different stuff?
Was a live. This was recorded on the Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark tour by Charles Chicky Reeves. He recorded all the songs and
without us knowing.
And it definitely gives off a really live feel of Tiny Magnetic Pets. So
it's very live.
Okay.
No overdubs.
Okay. And how can we imagine you're working how you work together? Is this a special thing that one of you started with a composition, or there were vocals, or where you started from?
We all write.
Yeah. Okay.
There's 4 of us in a writing composition.
Yeah.
But there's 3 of us in the live act, so to speak. But the good thing about the band is we all write. So
sometimes
it doesn't have to necessarily mean like Paula would start something, or it just whatever happens. But we
float ideas all the time.
Is it a form of democracy then to say no and one say yes, and
we never argue. It's a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
We are like a family. We just know when it. For us, when it's time
I think
pets, we just know
our
when it's right.
brains are connected in some way.
Yeah. Okay.
But we've never ever said no. We always take something on board, and we always develop it.
So very effective about composing stuff. So you have not so much rubbish or something what you put away for
Depends. Sometimes we might shelve stuff because we're maybe not feeling it, but we always go back. We always go back to it and go, oh, what about this? And it becomes something. It grows. It develops. Like in the fact of Semaphore, where Semaphore is 11 minutes. And it started off 3 and 4 minutes. It grew and grew and grew.
I mean, Sean and I were just working on a song up in the dressing room there. We just completely changed the song. We were just passing ideas.
Another important thing is that we're kind of open to criticism from each other as well, which is kind of good, and nobody takes offence, and which is kind of really important. That it's just about the music. It's just it's not all kind of. Everybody's kind of agrees with everything. Well, we do agree, but we can kind of talk things out if something isn't working. Also, one of the things that's really important as well is that we never know where the idea is going to come from or who it's going to come from. So there's this kind of thing where you're constantly surprised all the time, and if somebody's stuck on an idea or something's not happening, you can throw it over to someone else and go, I'm not getting anywhere with this. Can you have a look at it and see what you come up with? And so that's good as well. And it's,
Cool. Sounds good. So finally, where can we find extended stuff about you? Maybe do you have a webpage?
MagneticPets.com. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. Google away, we'll come up. And then we're doing our own UK tour.
Yes,
so we're
in
playing November. And then we've
second, third, and fourth.
Exciting news as well. We're doing another couple of gigs. Can we announce now? We're playing with in the UK. It's called Here Comes the Noise Tour, and we're playing Hastings, Birmingham, Manchester, and London. And then we're also proud to announce that we're going back on tour with OMD, Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark again. And we're going on a boat trip from Newcastle to Amsterdam. So we'll be doing 2 gigs on the boat with them. We'll let you know how we get on with that one.
We should not say it's a boat. It's a cruise ship. It's a cruise. So we'll be sailing on the 7 seas.
For 2 shows with OMD. So that's really good. And we're currently finishing off our new album as well. It's all the recording's been done. It's being mixed in London as well. So that's good.
And when did you think when will it arrive? The new album?
In process at the moment.
Well, yeah, we're just getting it all finished because it's sounding really good. So we want to make sure that it's like really, really good. And so we're going to...
You have no final deadline for that, for yourself?
No, we didn't create a deadline, so...
Okay.
It's very near the end. I mean, all the songs are gone to be mixed, so...
Yeah, so
mixed.
we're kind of... we're kind of talking to a couple of labels, so we'll see what happens with it. But... yeah, it's sounding. We're really, really happy with it. It's sounding great. We can't wait until it's out there. It'll be next year, so hopefully early next year rather than kind of later. Okay. So that's good.
Looks and sounds good. So many thanks that you are here, in especially on this event. I think it was a really good pleasure for all that you are here. I wish you good luck for your tour and the next city, and hopefully we see you next year, maybe here again or in another place. Ja? Okay, Leute, das war Tiny Manic Pets. Habt vielen Dank. Bye bye. Bye bye.